Hey folks, how you doing today? Hope you're doing good. You may remember the other day I posted a video on a Roper Tumbleweed lockback working knife, sawbuster style knife in white smooth bone. And I said I was going to attempt a dye project. Well, I attempted it and I think I had some success. I first tried to go with green. I wanted to try doing it with natural dyes as opposed to buying a product dye, I guess. So my first attempt, I tried spinach because I wanted to go with green. And I ground up a bunch of spinach in a blender, strained it with a cloth. It didn't give me as much intensity in color as I would like. Placed it in a container, heated it in a microwave, dropped the knife in, let it soak for several hours. Really wasn't taking much color. I decided to lightly sand the surface of the bone just in case there was some kind of sealant. Put it in, wasn't satisfied with the results. So as I was rooting around and pondering, I found a bag of frozen blueberries that had been sitting in my freezer for I don't know how long, ages. Probably beyond the point that they were edible. So I said, you know what? Blueberries have caused some of the greatest clothing stains in my life. Let's give that a try. So I took the blueberries, put them into the blender, and blended that all up. Strained it through a very fine cloth, cotton cloth, and got a pretty intensely colorful end result. Heated that in the microwave, dropped the knife in. Very quickly, it started taking color. Now, anybody who's a fan of blueberry pie knows when you freeze or heat blueberries, you don't get blue, you get purple. So I had a good little concoction of purple. Dropped the knife in, it started taking color right away. I let it sit for an hour. I would periodically reheat the dye. And after about 4 hours, I kind of said, okay, that's enough. I may have let it go a little over. I'll let you be the judge of that. But I now have a purple handled knife. I don't know how well that's going to show in this light, but it came up pretty good. Like most dyes you see on bone, it's not, what is the word? Not as even, I guess, for lack of a better word. Let's see if I can get a different light on here. I don't think that's making a big difference, but it looks very dark here in this light. You don't see the purple as much, but it's definitely there. And interesting side result, when I soaked the knife in the spinach dye solution, it didn't affect the blade, but we had a definite patina on the blade from the blueberries. So I have to assume there's a bit more of an acidic content to the blueberries. Didn't affect our back spring, so that would be stainless. Didn't affect our pins, but did give a nice patina to the blade. Not perfectly even, as if I had tried to blacken the blade, and not a patina that's going to produce a rainbow of colors, but certainly added a layer of protection to the blade. Still good and sharp. So there we have my now purple knife. I know Jedi Jim's going to be a fan. He likes the purple. There's the bracelet he sent me. So I think if I did it again, I probably wouldn't let it set as long, so it didn't quite go as dark. In natural light, and if we get a good sunny day, I'll try and get a picture in the natural light. But for producing my own dye from some old frozen blueberries, I think it turned out fairly well. And it's nice to have, a die on bone that isn't necessarily even. Gives it more character. For anyone who didn't see the video and wants to know the knife, you've got a closed length of about 3.5, a little better than 3.5 inches. Blade length of right at 3 inches. Cutting surface at about 2.5. Good little knife. And that's purple. That's kind of a fun little project. I may try and pick up some more. Try some different natural dyes. Natural dyes tend to work fairly well with fabrics like cotton and whatnot. So I wasn't sure on bone, but blueberries certainly work well on bone. So there we have it. My purple knife. Anyways, that'll be all for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, maybe consider like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that fun stuff. That way you get to see more of my silly projects. Anyway, folks, have yourself an awesome day. And like I always say, if you're having a bad day, life's getting you down, go for a walk in the woods. Just a quiet, peaceful place to reflect or not reflect. Just to get away and quiet your mind. Take a purple knife with you. Might just come in handy. Y'all take care.